The UK housing market, once predicted to see a 4% decline, is now projected to experience a 3% increase in 2024. A surprising turn of events, to say the least. What's behind this unexpected rise, you ask? Well, it's largely due to a mortgage pricing war and anticipated interest rate cuts by the Bank of England. The market is also witnessing a surge in transactions, a 10% increase to be precise, thanks to rising mortgage approvals. Sellers are riding this wave too, with the asking prices for new properties having increased by 1.3% between December and January. A promising start to the year indeed, both in terms of new properties coming on the market and buyer demand. Now let's talk about mortgages. Deals have become slightly cheaper, and there's a whisper in the wind about further rate cuts. A breath of fresh air for those looking to buy, wouldn't you say? But it's not all sunshine and roses. Housing affordability still remains a challenge for many. Even with the Bank of England's anticipated rate cuts, which could be a silver lining for Rishi Sunak in an election year, the reality is that home ownership is still out of reach for a significant chunk of the population. And for those who have managed to get their foot in the door, the journey may still be uphill. Despite the promising start, millions of homeowners are expected to face higher monthly mortgage repayments as cheaper deals come to an end. The housing market varies greatly across the UK, with London and the East of England leading the rebound in buyer demand. In the final months of 2023, Zoopla reported a slight decrease in house prices by 0.8%. However, the new year brought with it a surge in activity. Buyer demand increased by 12% in the first 3 weeks of January 2024, and properties coming to the market saw a 22% uptick. This has left us with an average national property price of £264,400. Yet, not all regions have experienced this uptick. Wales, for instance, saw a 6% drop in house prices in 2023, the largest since 2009. The Office for National Statistics paints a similar picture, with an overall drop of 2.1% across the UK in the year leading up to November 2023. Despite the regional differences, it remains a buyer's market, with vendors accepting lower prices to secure a sale. Looking ahead, Zoopla predicts that house prices will be kept in check this year due to more homes coming to the market and mortgage holders refinancing onto higher rates. The UK housing market, like a ship in unpredictable seas, is navigating through a confluence of factors that will shape its trajectory in 2024. A significant factor in this journey is the anticipated interest rate cuts by the Bank of England. These cuts, if enacted, could usher in a new era of affordability for prospective homeowners, providing a much-needed boost to the market. The flip side, however, is the expiry of cheaper mortgage deals. As these deals come to an end, millions of homeowners may find themselves facing higher monthly mortgage repayments. The housing market doesn't exist in a vacuum, and global events can have a domino effect. Disruptions in international shipping in the Red Sea, for instance, could push inflation higher than expected. This inflation could in turn impact the housing market. Higher inflation means increased costs, and these costs could trickle down to the housing market, affecting everything from construction costs to mortgage rates. In the face of these potential challenges, the predicted rise in house prices by 3% in 2024 comes as a beacon of hope. This surpasses earlier predictions of a 4% decline and indicates a resilience in the UK housing market. The expected rise in house prices is attributed to a mortgage pricing war and the anticipated interest rate cuts by the Bank of England. The UK housing market is also expected to see a 10% increase in transactions this year. This is a promising start to the year, with new properties coming on the market and buyer demand on the rise. However, despite the potential benefits and the hopeful predictions, housing affordability remains a challenge for many. In the ever-changing landscape of the UK housing market, staying informed is key to making